All right, so we have the unit, right? And remember, we're gonna go backwards, okay? So we're gonna install the unit. Obviously, grease your bushings here where the top pin is gonna go through, and grease your bushings here where the long pin, right? Where the long pin is gonna go through. I already greased them. Now remember, in every bushing, in every job, always grease the inside of the bushing. Never, ever put any grease at all in the outside of the bushing. In other words, in this one, I am greasing the inside of the bushing. Never grease this face of the bushing, because then that grease will turn with the salt water into this solid kind of mass and will tighten anything that you got through, a piston or whatever. So always grease your bushings only in the inside. So we're gonna go backwards, remember? So now the cable, green and blue, we're gonna go through this little hole in the bracket. Okay, just like so, both wires through there, and pull them so we don't damage the wires. Oops, sorry about that. We don't damage the wires while we install in the unit. You see now, I got all this play right here. We're gonna go up, up and down. Remember, we came up and out. We're gonna go up and in with the bottom of the trim first, just like so, okay? See, like that. Hold the trim rods, take the load off, pull this wire, and look at this. Done. Get your pin. Again, remember, we're going backwards. Take the load off a little bit. This is gonna be a little tough because, okay, let's see if we can do it without help. Okay, put your pin, look for that bushing right there. Keep going right there, keep going to the other side. There you go. Done. Now we're gonna put the bolt on this side, torque it, the little cable, put it back. Now we can use electric, because this is a good unit, to bring this tilt rod up without any force. We're gonna use electricity. So this thing is gonna go up, we're gonna put the pin, the retainer, voila. Then this is gonna go through this hole on the pan, back to the trim relay, trim unit is on. Okay, so let's go to that. So, washer on this side. I mean, I put it the same way, but you could have put the pin the other way and the bolt could end up on this side. It doesn't matter what way you put this pin, all right? It goes either way. And then 12 in each side. We're gonna tighten this little guy right here with the number 12 as before, okay? You don't have to go crazy because this is not going anywhere, just a little there, that's enough. Put this cable on, and then this cable, after you go, let me see if the camera is focusing this hole right here. No, it's not. Okay, let me go up a little, sorry about this. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit, there you go, just there. Okay, see this hole right here, there you go, now it's, okay. Right here, and then this one, can you see it in the camera? Nope, I have to go up more. Sorry about all this. Okay, and there is the access hole right there. So we're gonna get the cables after we went through this bracket and go through this boot. There is this little boot right there where we're gonna put our first connector, which is the blue, which is longer, and then the green, which is shorter. And we're gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Oh, this one doesn't have the tape. Okay, usually these cables, when the unit it's originally new, this one is used, they have a white tape attached in the cable. People wonder what that tape's for. That tape tells you how much length you should leave outside. But you can always like figure like, you know, same amount of the wire as the trim center, which is this one, together with the other wires. So I'll leave the same amount, but usually there's a white tape. That white tape stops, you should stop it right there in the boot, on the entrance of the engine pan. Leave it right there, then you're gonna put zip ties, the small ones are the original ones, small zip ties, 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and then you're able to work inside. Why I'm doing this first? Because remember, to bring this piston up, we're not using force anymore. We're gonna use this cable from the power, wherever you can find it. On the battery cables, on the starter motor, wherever there is positive and negative, we're gonna use these two cables, green and blue, go up, and if you reverse them, blue and green, it goes down. Now remember, the positive always tells you where the motor is going. If you put the positive in the sky, it's gonna go up, blue. If you put the positive in the green, it's gonna go down, grass, okay? Let's go at that. Okay, guys, maybe I confused you a little bit when I was telling you to connect this or touch this to a positive and a negative on the starter motor. Actually, any power source, which is obviously DC, direct current, which is a 12 volt. So to make it less confusing and so you understand better, I just brought a good old battery, okay? So remember, positive is the one that tells you where it's going. If you put the blue sky positive, in the positive and the green on the negative, focus on this. You see this tilt rod? Okay, it's gonna go up. Now let's reverse polarity. If you put the green on the positive and the black, and the blue on the negative, it's gonna go down, okay? So now we wanna line these two holes to put this pin through, correct? So we're gonna put the blue sky coming up in the positive and the green on the negative. So I can work with one hand. I'm gonna attach this green to the negative so it doesn't move on me while I'm doing this, okay? I think that's pretty tight. So we're gonna swing this up and down. Remember, be careful with the bushings while you're touching little touches in the positive with the blue. See, to align this, let's go. Little, another, see, another. I'm almost there, just another touch. I'm almost there, I think I am there. So you bring your pin, align these two together, and move the motor a little bit, boom. See, pin is in. Now go to the other side and remember this. Where is it at? Let me see if you remember about this guy. Remember about this little guy right here? Your retainer goes on the other side. Or if you want, you can put it on this side. It's either way. So go to the other side, get your pliers, your snap ring pliers, and put this snap ring on this side. There is a groove on the pin. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we come back to route these wires back to the trim relay at the beginning of the video. Remember, don't forget this little black wire for electrolysis down here, okay? And you are good to go. All right, I already put the retainer on this side of the pin with my snap ring pliers. Now, we're gonna use the same battery because it's uncomfortable to work with a motor like this. So let's bring it down. But now we're not using the release valve. We're working with the electricity because this is a good trim unit. So let's use this to keep going up so we can take this lock off and bring the engine down. So look at this, up. Okay, take the lock off and then reverse polarity, green on the positive, green grass, and bring the engine down. All right. All right, so we're good. Remember, this wire, pull it out all the way, because if you leave a little slack inside, the engine might catch that cable and cut it or break it. So bring it out all the way and secure it together with the, right here, with the trim center cable, trim center wire. If you put it zip tie right there, this wire won't be able to go back inside. Okay? So secure it all the way out. Got it? And now the engine is all the way, almost all the way down. Let's put it down all the way. How do we put it down all the way? Green, positive, grass, blue, negative. All right, now we're ready to bring these cables back to the trim relay in those two little bolts, remember, at the beginning of the video. The top bolt is the blue. The bottom bolt is the green. Try to route the wires so they're kind of out of the way and they look neat with all the zip ties. And boom, put your cover back on, the plastic cover with the 3 tabs. Remember, at the beginning of the video, put that plastic tab on, engine cover on, call the customer, send your invoice. I'm kidding. Just go ahead and put the fishing rods in the boat. Don't forget the 6-pack and go fishing.